All right, we're going to be comparing two 2015 model cars today. We have Eric with his 2015 Camaro SS and my 2015 550i M Sport. We're going to be looking at all the different categories of what's better to realistically own should you want to spend $15,000 or $16,000 on a sports car. Eric has spent 15 grand on a Camaro with roughly 130,000 miles. I spent 16 and a half, and it currently has about 111,000 miles. I put about 13,000 miles on my car so far this last year of ownership. He just got his about a month or two ago, and he's put 3,000 miles on it. So I guess I'll start with mine. This is just a 550i. It is the M Sport model, so it has a few extras off of an M5. That doesn't make it an M5. Like wheels, I'm pretty sure these possibly might have came with them, but I've been told that they weren't. I'm not exactly sure. I know the carbon ceramics did come with them, as long as the body trim. As far as suspension and interior and whatever else it might have, it has a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8 with 8-speed dual clutch. 0 to 60 is 4.5 seconds. Top speed from factory, it is limited to 155 unless you get the M Sport model, which they say it increases limited top speed with no specific speed put on there. I have personally, allegedly, been up to 160. It seemed like it could have gone farther, so it at least can go 160. I'll just leave it at that. The torque output has also been listed to be 480 pounds-feet of torque, and horsepower from factory is roughly around 480 as well. But this has been tuned. It has a couple small things done to it. I've been told it was roughly around 500, 550, and I'm not exactly sure what it might be, but that is a rough estimate. This is also just a quick rundown. I have a first video that I went over everything. That was a rough overview of the car and the drivetrain of it. We're gonna move on to the Camaro. Has a 6.2 liter V8 LS3 with the 6-speed manual. The automatic cars had a L99. The LS3 has 430 horsepower, about 420 torque. 0 to 60 is also listed as 4.5. The same as this, more or less. Top speed from factory is 165. This is a stock car, besides exhaust. The Camaro comes with regular alloy disc brakes that are Brembo. This Camaro has aftermarket wheels, obviously, so adds a little bit of weight because the tires are a little bit bigger. Aftermarket exhaust, and of course 6-speed manual. Next comparison would be miles per gallon. In the city, the way I drive, I get about 13 miles a gallon, and if I'm driving on the interstate, I can get 30 if I don't drive too crazy. The stated average from factory is 22. Eric gets about 12 miles a gallon in the city with his, and about 20 on the highway. Both have somewhat equal things helping with gas mileage, such as he has manual, so he can keep the RPMs low, and I have turbos, which do increase miles per gallon if you don't drive like a jackass. Now we'll move on to the interior of the cars. This one has more of a luxurious focus to it, like an executive high-speed sedan. Of course, after 10 years and a few ownerships, it's not in the best condition as it could be, but it's still nice for me. It has heated seats, has a heads-up display, has different drive modes, has the infotainment system, which is pretty decent for 10 years ago. The Bluetooth is pretty decent. Has a sunroof, and then the back seats, which never get used, but the back seats are also nice. Should add in that the rear windows have the shades. Has the automatic shade back here, which does make a decent amount of difference. There isn't the most amount of room back here, but if people just slide up their seats a little bit, it isn't terrible.
Hi, I own that. I'm Eric. I'm the one he speaks of. I'm a little more retarded, so bear with me. So this obvious difference is I don't have the big ass dome window thing. Mine is not as luxurious as his. My seats, I still have power seats. My front doesn't move in and out. His seats aren't teared right there. Cover that. Mine does have cruise control, like most cars now. It is a manual. That doesn't work. I do have a screen, and it's not in the cleanest condition, but I tried. Okay. The back seat is virtually non-existent. You can try and sit back there if you're maybe 4'3", about as tall as Lucas. You can't see right now. There is a heads-up display there that'll show up. Little screen there, just shows up, check engine light, all that. It has a lap timer, so that's a pretty cool thing about it. These only came with the SS. I think they came with V6s. They have these, but they're not up here. Just regular Boston speakers, nothing crazy. It's got self-tinting mirrors and all that. This is cooler than his car. Okay, it says Chevrolet. It's shiny and it looks better than the BMW. Pointing that.
Now that the now that the bitch has spoken, we're gonna compare engines. This is just a overview of what it looks like. This looks like complicated German engineering. Obviously twin turboed. Aftermarket metal charge pipes, ARM flavored, grill intakes, which make it sound a lot better. I wish I could hear it more from the inside, but if you're from the outside of the car, you can definitely hear it. Which someday, at some point, I know I'll have to work on it, and then I'll make a video of me doing that, because I'm going to want to kill myself. Now we move on to the LS3. Generally easy platform to work on. Tons of parts that you can buy for it. Very spacious, obviously. Has the 6.2 liter. Starter is as big as the motor itself. This is still bone stock, which makes it even more reliable than my German car. And like we mentioned before, this is a functional air scoop. You can see through there. It is functional. It is kind of harder to see through here, but there is very open. And that is a basic overview of the cars. Now we're going to get a couple of videos of how they sound with their exhaust. This is going to be an exhaust sound of his car. Whenever you want to. Does sound pretty good. The aftermarket exhaust with 6.2 definitely helps it. That does sound good. That does sound good, but you know, why wouldn't it? Get a little rev going. Oh yeah. Sound good. I do like the sound of that. And obviously the smoke pouring out because BMW. Now as far as what we spend on gas, I spend, I'm gonna say roughly $50 a week, $200 a month. Depends on how much I drive it, obviously.
I drive the car 50 miles a day, so minimum 50 miles a day. So I usually spend about $55 a tank. 5 days, I would say I probably fill up, so probably a little more than $200 a month.
So it's like roughly the same.
Yeah, just
probably.
a little more.
He's got like a gallon of a tank on me. I have 18.5. He's 19.5, pretty sure. So overall, as a comparison video, it really comes down to preference. Obviously, having an American V8 with a platform that has been made, I don't know how many amount of times, with however many parts you can find for the car, how easy it is to get parts for the car, versus German engineering of a motor that they don't really make much of, since BMW is more so known to make their 3-liter inline 6s over V8s, except in their performance models. You could have a luxury foreign car that costs more to maintain, or you can have a reliable, cheaper muscle car that roughly does the same amount of speed. Realistically, when it comes down to that, you probably want to choose this. Hey. for watching my attempt at a comparison video. Figured I would just throw in the appreciation on my very first video that got past 20,000 views, I think, and it got roughly around 250 of y'all subscribed. It's not like the biggest milestone or anything. To get that kind of response like I did from the very first video that I've ever made on a channel that nobody's ever heard of, I think that's pretty cool. I try to keep making some more decent stuff coming soon. Got a whole, I guess you can say, equipment, which is just a better microphone and a tripod that I'll be starting to film on. Should be getting some more interesting things, better shots, stuff like that. But yeah, that's basically it. Hey, don't wiggle your ass at me. What the hell you looking at? Hey! He wiggles his ass at me.